We are talking all about 2K ratings today. It's going to be an exciting show.
I mean, this is always something that everyone looks forward to, gamers and players alike. I know there's a bunch of NBA players watching, getting ready to be very angry about their rating, I'm sure. But no, this is a celebration of the best, and everybody's looking for the next in NBA 2K20.
And what an amazing time with all the offseason moves, the amazing offseason moves. It's just going to be crazy. What a landscape for NBA 2K20. So many teams, so much parity in the league now. I think fans are going to have a lot to work with when this next game comes out.
Yeah, you guys talked about the off-season moves. Well, it seems like a two-star league now. So we've got some new dynamic duos that we want to take a look at, their ratings. At number 4, we have Harden and Russ at the Houston Rockets.
Let's just get right into this. The Rockets, obviously this trade just happened a couple days ago, getting these two back together after the OKC days. The average overall rating is a 93. I'm sure Harden is very excited that his buddy Russell Westbrook has joined him back in Houston.
Yeah, and it's going to be interesting for both inside the game and in real life. Two of players that have two of the highest usage ratings in NBA history. So I think 2K fans are really going to enjoy both of these guys, both dominant ISO players, and they're going to be a lot of fun to use on NBA 2K20.
As long as they can learn how to share the ball, we'll see.
Well, let's move on to number 3, and that is a new Brooklyn Nets duo, KD and Kyrie. This is going to be an exciting one to watch next year after KD comes back from injury.
Of course, the average is a 93.5. Getting these together, I mean, these are what these two wanted, having Kevin and Kyrie. Both of them, it's been talked about for a long time, and they're finally together. Obviously, we're going to have to wait for Kevin's return to the court, but it's going to be an interesting pair, and we'll also see how Kyrie handles Kevin's absence. It's going to be very interesting, but a really fun team to play in NBA 2K.
Yeah, a deep roster, and Kyrie's really going to get to be able to get in there and kind of work with some of these young guys, and then obviously the whole world is awaiting Kevin Durant's return, and we're kind of rooting for him to get back on the court. But that's a really interesting duo, and really makes Brooklyn an exciting team.
We need to discuss if they're the third best one. I think that we got to have a conversation
interesting
about that.
Okay, well, at number 2, don't get mad at me, Lakers fan. We've got Kawhi and PG with the Los Angeles Clippers.
Yeah, 95 composite rating. PG obviously coming from a top 3 MVP finalist, and then Kawhi Leonard, what can you say about his playoff run? The two of them together going to Clipperland, it's going to be very, very fascinating to watch, and they're going to be a lot of fun to play in NBA 2K20.
Two of the best two-way players in the league now on the same team, joining Patrick Beverley. All I got to say is if you're an off-ball player in 2K, this is your team because that defense is going to be ridiculous on the perimeter.
Good call, for sure.
All right, number 1 seems a little obvious, right? LeBron James and Anthony Davis, who is joining us later on the show, may I say.
That's awesome.
So I'm excited for him to come through as well.
95.5, just edging out the Clipperland duo. I mean, this is the team that everybody wants to watch. It's the most talked about thing in the offseason, and we're introducing the next with NBA 2K20, and it's going to be amazing to have those two guys together on the same squad. And I'll just add, all these dynamic duos are new. These aren't, there's no Steph and Clay, there's no other existing ones. This is all new for NBA 2K20, which is really, really exciting.
Yeah, I mean, again, the parity in the league has shifted with just such a crazy offseason. So you look at now the acquisition of Anthony Davis in his prime, 26 years old, joining the king, LeBron. And, I think the whole world is kind of has their eyes on both LA teams, but the Lakers specifically.
So let's look at a summary of those dynamic duos. You said we need to have a conversation about KD and Kyrie being number 3. Let's have it right now.
I mean, how do you really move them up with the two in front of them? But that squad is going to be really, really dangerous. I mean, there's nothing that Kevin can't do on the court, and Kyrie is one of the best ball handlers in NBA history. So that's an interesting one. Coming off the injury, could that one slide up? Probably, and it's going to be exciting to watch the 4. What do you think, Chris?
Yeah, it's really an unbelievable list. I mean, I think, again, like for players that are jumping into 2K20, having James Harden and Russell Westbrook on the same team, that's like a dream come true. That's like a my team right there. Then you start these pairings with all these new players. You got AD and LeBron. You got Kawhi and Paul George. It's, so many teams that players are going to be able to hop into and have a chance to really defeat their competition with so much parity in the league. It's
LeBron and AD have the nose on everyone else.
I was surprised at 8% with the KD and
Yeah,
Kyrie.
that's stunning to me. But maybe people are thinking because Kevin's
Right.
you know, coming off the injury, that team is going to be interesting once he gets back.
Well, we have a fun video coming up. We've got Ben Simmons fresh off of a
Oh,
new
boy.
$170 million contract with the 76ers. Let's see what he says about his 2K rating.
I think at the end of the season, my rating is going to be 90 plus for sure, and I can guarantee that.
Oh boy.
He says he wants to get above a 90.
Yep.
He's at an 87 right now.
So here's the thing. I've run into Ben all the time, and he always starts off with Magic Johnson, Oscar Robertson, Ben Simmons, and I'm like, what are you talking about? And he's always like only people that had 30 plus triple doubles in their rookie year. He is very fascinated with his rating. So he just missed the top 20, which we're going to get into in a little bit, but. I mean, if the guy ever develops a shot, absolutely he's in that conversation. Like a really, really strong shot. He's got to shoot.
And there's so many things that go into the ratings. I think you have to almost ding him on the fact that he hasn't developed a consistent jump shot. But an 87 for Ben, I mean, he does everything else right.
Totally.
So he is now the future and the heart and soul of Philadelphia alongside Joel Embiid. And don't forget they got Al Horford too. So I think they got better in the offseason. And again, it's going to be a really fun team to play in 2K. But you know, 3-point shooting is really the big question there for that team.
When we revisit this next season.